Sergio Perez and Daniel Ricciardo may no longer be part of the Red Bull team, but their story in Formula One isn't necessarily over. In fact, according to Christian Horner, the team's principal, there could be a chance for both drivers to make a return to the grid in 2026. With the newly formed Cadillac team, Horner mentioned that it wouldn't surprise him if Perez or Ricciardo became part of the General Motors back project, especially considering the limited number of experienced drivers available, along with the influx of rookies in the upcoming seasons. This prediction actually makes sense, especially considering Cadillac's likely need for veteran drivers who can help navigate the challenges that come with entering the sport. Neither Perez nor Ricciardo will be racing next season after both were dropped by Red Bull. Ricciardo, for example, was benched in September to make room for Liam Lawson, who proved his worth with a solid 6-race stint. His performance earned him a promotion to the senior Red Bull team over Yuki Tsunoda, and this eventually led to Perez's departure after a less than impressive campaign. While their exits marked a pause in their Formula One careers, the idea of Cadillac entering the sport with a new team in 2026 offers a potential opportunity for both drivers. With the addition of an 11th team, Cadillac will likely prioritize experienced drivers for at least one of their slots. This could naturally point to Perez and Ricciardo as strong candidates. When asked about the possibility of Ricciardo returning to Fone or Perez continuing his career with Cadillac, Horner didn't dismiss the idea. In a conversation with TalkSport, he stated, "I wouldn't be surprised at all. Someone like Sergio, with his experience, could absolutely be a target if he decides to extend his career in Formula One. While Perez's immediate future will involve taking a step back, it's clear that his sabbatical will offer him time to reflect and decide whether he wants to return to Fone or pursue other options, such as racing in sports cars." Ricciardo, on the other hand, has hinted at feeling a sense of closure regarding his Formula One career, though this could change if the right opportunity arises. As for Cadillac's entry into Formula One, it presents both challenges and opportunities. As a new team, they'll face the monumental task of building a competitive car while adapting to the sweeping technical regulation changes expected in 2026. Horner, however, was quick to clarify that Red Bull's focus remains unchanged. Despite the arrival of another team, he emphasized, "For us, it's business as usual. We've got our own mountain to climb and we're focused on staying at the top of ours." While the Fone paddock may feel more crowded, this doesn't alter Red Bull's approach. For now, their priority is remaining at the top of the sport, even with Cadillac's arrival on the horizon. What's important to note is that both Perez and Ricciardo have faced criticism that doesn't fully reflect their capabilities. Perez, for example, has been judged harshly during his time at Red Bull, where the car, designed primarily for Max Verstappen's driving style, proved to be difficult for others. This begs the question, how well would Perez perform in a car that better suits his strengths? If Perez were to race in a car tailored to his strengths, the potential for strong performance is not only possible, but quite likely. From Cadillac's perspective, signing experienced drivers like Perez or Ricciardo could be invaluable. As a new team entering uncharted territory, they will need seasoned professionals to guide the car development and contribute to overall team improvement. For Cadillac, this isn't just about racing, it's about establishing a foundation for the future. And who better to help lead that charge than two drivers with a wealth of experience, adaptability, and a proven ability to perform under pressure? The prospect of Perez and Ricciardo leading Cadillac's debut in Formula One makes a lot of sense. Both drivers have shown their talent in the past, and given the right circumstances, they could find themselves rediscovering their best form. This partnership could be a win-win, both for the drivers and for the team. But whether or not this happens will depend on how the next few years play out. It's also worth noting that it's been nearly 50 years since an American automaker competed in Formula One. Cadillac's entry into the sport is a significant milestone, especially considering their journey to get here. Earlier this year, they were denied entry when their bid was tied to Andretti Global, but General Motors found another path. By parting ways with Michael Andretti and meeting several crucial operational milestones throughout the year, GM managed to secure approval from Formula One to enter the elite paddock. This move marks a major achievement, but the most exciting part is that Cadillac has already confirmed Ferrari will supply the engines for their 2026 debut. While rumors about GM developing its own Formula One engine have surfaced, the automaker's power unit won't be race-ready until 2028 or 2030. For now, Cadillac has cleared up any confusion by confirming that Ferrari will supply their engines, at least for the first few seasons. Ferrari team principal Frédéric Vasseur expressed his enthusiasm about the partnership, saying, It's fantastic to see the commitment of another American team backed by one of the most respected brands in the automotive industry, especially at a time when phone is growing in popularity in the United States. The idea of seeing Sergio Perez and Daniel Ricciardo behind the wheel of a Ferrari-powered Cadillac is something that would excite many Formula One fans. For Perez, with his massive Mexican fan base, it would be an even bigger deal. Having a driver from North America at the helm of an American team could create a strong connection with the region, giving Cadillac a huge advantage in terms of fan engagement and potential revenue. On the other hand, Ricciardo's charm and widespread popularity could also add tremendous momentum to Cadillac's entry into the sport, making them an instant hit with the global fun audience. Pairing these two drivers could be a marketing and performance jackpot for Cadillac. However, it's important to remember that this is still speculation. As of now, Cadillac hasn't dropped any hints regarding their driver lineup, so while the possibilities are intriguing, we'll have to wait and see which direction the team decides to go. The excitement, though, is undeniable. One interesting name that could be linked to Cadillac's phone project is Valtteri Bottas. With his experience in top-tier teams like Mercedes and Alfa Romeo, Bottas knows exactly what it takes to develop a competitive car. He's been through the highs of podium finishes and the challenges of underperforming machinery. His insight could be invaluable to a new team like Cadillac. While he may not deliver instant championships, having Bottas on board would provide a strong foundation for the team. Rumors have already suggested that he's been in talks with Cadillac, which adds an extra layer of intrigue to the story. However, Bottas is currently a backup driver for Mercedes, so this move would depend on future developments. Another name to consider is Jack Crawford, as a young American talent who could be a perfect fit for Cadillac if the team wants to lean into its North American roots. Crawford has been making a name for himself in Red Bull and Aston Martin's junior programs, and has even tested Formula One machinery. His potential makes him an exciting option if Cadillac is looking to bet on a future star. Another notable driver tied to Cadillac's potential phone entry is Colton Herta. He's been on the cusp of breaking into Formula One for years, but has been held back by super license points issues. With enough time before Cadillac's 2026 debut, Herta could finally accumulate the necessary points and bring a strong American identity to the team. Having an American driver could further enhance Cadillac's appeal, especially with the growing interest in phone in the United States. So, could Perez and Ricciardo make a comeback with Cadillac? Or will other drivers take the spot? It's still unclear, but the possibility doesn't seem far-fetched. As more details emerge over the next few years, we'll see how the story unfolds. For now, the excitement surrounding Cadillac's entry into Formula One is building, and with the right drivers, the team could shake up the grid in 2026. As the 2026 season approaches, the speculation surrounding Cadillac's entry into Formula One will only intensify. With new teams often bringing a fresh dynamic to the sport, Cadillac's involvement could be exactly what Formula One needs to keep the competition exciting and unpredictable. The potential for experienced drivers like Perez and Ricciardo to join the team adds an extra layer of excitement for fans worldwide, while also providing Cadillac with the opportunity to build a strong competitive foundation. But the real question remains, who will Cadillac choose to drive for them? Will they go for the tried-and-true experience of Perez and Ricciardo, or will they opt for younger talents like Bottas, Crawford, or Herta? The next few years will certainly be interesting, and we'll be watching closely to see which direction Cadillac takes as they prepare to make their mark in Formula One.